Scientists today are finding out the unified field theory. They are assuming there must be some energy from which it all stems. What is it? And they have not got any solutions. Now, talking about modern science, and 5,000 years ago, it's been written that it's all one energy. So the Panarat Pancharatra says, Ekadesha sthitasyagnir jyotsna vistarani yatha parasya brahmanah shaktis tathedam akhilam jagat. Says just like the sun is in one place, but it extends its light everywhere. Similarly, there is one all-powerful, almighty being. But by his various energies, he creates and pervades unlimited universes. So all that exists is God's energy. One of them is the divine energy. That is Yogamaya, who manifests as Radha, as Sita, as Durga, as Kali, as Lakshmi. That's the divine energy. One is the material energy. All that we see, this is all the material energy. And one is we souls. We are also the energy of God. We are called the borderline energy. Because we are sentient. This material energy is not sentient. It is not conscious. That's why you can hit the stool, it doesn't have any feeling. But if you hit a person, he gets the feeling, there's consciousness there. So the soul is conscious. Material energy is not conscious. But we are not like Yogamaya. Yogamaya is all powerful. There is no question of being overcome by illusion. So we are the in-between energy where we are sentient, we are eternal, we are divine, but we are tiny in quantity. So this material energy, Maya, has overcome us. Now, why has Maya overcome us? Why has Maya overcome us? Because we have turned our backs to God, right? We have forgotten God. We can express it in different ways. So, this material energy has overpowered us. Just like you turn your back to the light, what you find in front is darkness. So we turned our backs to God and we were overcome by the material energy, which is like darkness, which has put us in ignorance. So now we want to get out of this material energy. We want to get liberated from the bonds of Maya. How will we get liberated? Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that by your effort, you can never get yourself released from Maya. Because this Maya is God's energy. So it has the power of God in it. You do yoga, yajna, jap, tap, vrat, puja, you do any kind of spiritual sadhana. This material energy will not release you. But when God bestows His grace, automatically you will be left from it. In other words, what you need to get liberated from Maya is the grace of God. So, in order to get His grace, what do you need to do? Narad Ji is telling us. He says, Sangas tyajati. Reduce your attachment to the world. Because it is this mind that you wish to engage in devotion. So, in order to engage in devotion, you have to cut the attachment to the world. You know, the attachment is different in different cultures. In the Indian culture, the attachment is immense to the family. The parents expect the son should come and live with us. Come back from America, you are my support in old age. You have to live with me and take care of me. The grandfather says, I am about to die, but before dying, I have this one desire. I want to see my granddaughter's wedding. After that, I am willing to die. Fifth granddaughter's wedding. Fourth, he has already seen. Now, if you see that granddaughter's wedding, will you get Vaikunt? But it's his mind, it's attached. He got attached to the children, that was not enough. He got attached to the grandchildren. The attachment is so much that they keep roaming around with the grandchildren all day long. Swamiji, he is my Bal Gopal. Bal Gopal, you would have called him if you had divine intellect. Then you would have seen Bal Gopal elsewhere as well. But when you are seeing your little grandchild as Bal Gopal, it's your own attachment. It's not a divine sentiment. Now the American culture is different. The joint family system is not there. But the nature of the mind, they want to still be attached. People who come in my contact, they understand the spiritual topic. Swamiji, that's all right, but I'm looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend. How old are you? I'm 55. Or otherwise, they keep a dog. No, Joey, come here, come here. Who is this, Joey, your husband? No, my dog. And the dog is doing wow, wow at Swamiji. Come here, Joey. Now, being a human being, what are you wasting your time in? Pick up your dog's droppings. As a human being, this is the job we have found for ourselves. Why? Because the nature of the mind, we have to get it attached somewhere. Not finding other means, attach it to a dog. Now keep serving the dog. So I don't wish to hurt any of the dog owners. I'm just pointing out a lacuna in the human nature that we have got our mind attached somewhere here or there. So Narad ji says, cut this attachment. Only then you will be able to do bhakti. To sangas tyajati mahanubhavam sevate. Next he says, those who serve the saints. This service is a very wonderful thing. Somebody was asking me today that if grace is so important for reaching our goal, is there anything that specially attracts the grace of God? So I said, first is humility. We have covered it. Humility will attract His grace. And second is the service attitude. The more we increase our service attitude, the more we will attract His grace. In other words, we first approach God, what can God do for me? But later on, we start thinking, what can I do for God? That is the service attitude. What can I do for my divine beloved? So when we develop that service attitude, we start receiving God's grace in abundance. We have moved one stage up. Because love is all about giving, not about taking. Kripaluji Maharaj says, Prema me hai sada dena dena, सोचना भी नहीं कुछ है लेना, लेने वाला बड़ा भोला भाला, ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है. In this divine love which you wish to achieve, it's always give, give, give. How can I serve God? Not how can I get from God. And the interesting thing is, that is, it is in giving that we receive. The great Christian saint, Francis of Assisi, had said, O Lord, let me seek not so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in dying to the little self that we are born to eternal life. So Narad ji here says that How to cross over Maya? The second point he has given, Mahanubhavam Sevate, serve the great saints. Nirmamo Bhavati. This is the same thing, give up attachment. Sutra number 47. Yo Vivikta Sthanam Sevate. Yo Loka Bandhanam Unmulayati Nistraiguण्यो Bhavati Yogakshemam Tyajati. Those who avoid the world. Earlier, Naradji had said you can do bhakti while living in the world. Nevertheless, he says, although he is sanctioned that you live in the world, doing your worldly duties, you can do bhakti. Still, he says, seek out time that you can spend in isolation. See, just like milk, if in isolation you can make it yogurt and then churn the yogurt and extract butter, now that butter can challenge the water. That Mr. Water, I will sit and float on your head, you can do nothing to me. So this was possible because you kept the milk in isolation from the water. Similarly, if for some time in the day you can keep your mind in isolation from the world, in other words, where the world cannot disturb you, such isolation helps you bring the mind in focus. Some people have this practice that for a few hours every day they'll keep the vow of silence, they will not speak. Some people practice it from 9 o'clock at night to 9 in the morning. Yeah. At least that time, the rest of the day they have to do their duty, but at least that time they keep their mind in isolation. If you can just practice this much, you will find your mind has started getting concentrated. Earlier when there was sadhana, the retreat like this in Kripaluji Maharaj's ashram, so the rule used to be this vow of silence. Nobody will speak to anybody. Only kirtan. Why? Because if you start speaking, that again the worldly talk will come. So the spiritual energy that had built up, it will get short-circuited. So if we can keep that isolation for some time and learn to solidify our mind upon God, then that helps us for rest of the time. That is why this retreat is so important. You keep doing sadhana for 1 full month in your house, you will not get this kind of benefit. Because you do an earning, again there's a depletion, again there's an earning, again there's a depletion. But out here, there is no opportunity for the world to come in. And you can keep on elevating your mind further and further and further. That is why on the first day I had said, switch off your mobile phones. Don't worry what will happen. Everything will take care of itself. Have some faith upon God. When somebody takes sannyas, renounces the world, all these thoughts come. What will happen to my father? What will happen to my mother? But then he leaves it all to God. He's taking care. He's the Supreme Father. So similarly, if for 3 days you can leave it all to God and do your spiritual sadhana, it requires a little faith, but it will prevent the world from interfering. So Naradji out here is recommending some time in isolation. He says, Vivikta sthanam sevate. That is why the importance of holy places. People in India go to these holy places and there they reside, just engaging in bhajan kirtan. Why? Staying in that holy place, God is actually everywhere. But still staying in that holy place, in the special environments, its special vibrations is very beneficial. And more importantly, it gives you that atmosphere of isolation. And further he says, Yoga Kshemam Tyajati, he is saying, that in your mind, you are taking the support of material things. I have this much of wealth, thus I am secure. I have this post, that is why I am secure. I have these family members, that is why I am secure. In other words, internally, in your mind, you are depending on the crutches of material supports. Naradji says, give this up. Think, God is my support. Don't trust these material things. They are not trustworthy in any case. Friends cheat friends. The son cheats the father. The business partner cheats the business partner. I've come across so many people, they leave their business partner on the street. You may think I'm totally healthy. The next moment, you're in bad shape. Many years ago, about almost 20 years ago, when I had first gone to Odisha to preach, one bright young doctor and his wife, they came to meet me. So he was telling about himself, Swamiji, I was chosen as the top 4 doctors in the country, and there was this thing, and my name came in that, and he went on and on and on. And his wife was saying that my husband, he wants this promotion, and why he's not getting it, why the people are not helpful, and what can he do? I said, such a competitive nature that having been honored as such a great doctor, he is still not satisfied, he still wishes to go further and further. So his entire focus was on how I can go next rung in the ladder. And 1.5 years later, I got a phone call. Somebody said that his wife wishes to speak to you. So I spoke. She said, my husband has had a terrible accident. Please come to the Cuttack Medical Hospital. So I was nearby, I came. And that fellow, he was in his shorts. All his hair had been shaved off. He was behaving like a child, falling here and there. He had had a terrible accident. His whole world had got shattered. I said, what a transformation from there to there. So this world, nothing is stable. Nothing is foolproof. If you depend on any worldly thing, it can let you down at any moment. But if you depend upon God, He will never let you down. Mare Krishna, rakhe ke. Rakhe Krishna, mare ke. If God decides to kill you, who can save you? And if God decides to save you, who can kill you? So if our support internally, we depend upon God, then we are fearless. Now there is no fear. So the way to destroy this fear is to destroy your internal dependence on worldly things. I have got so much of wealth, but the name for wealth in Sanskrit is Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is chanchal, fickle. Today here, tomorrow there. Keeps on changing. You have seen in front of your eyes, somebody is so rich, all of a sudden he's in the doldrums. So Naradji is saying that internally depend upon the support of God. He is your strength. Now read yourself. Do I depend upon Him, or do I depend upon my bank balance, etc.? If you depend upon Him, then you will have no fear. One satsangi here sent me an email that my job I'm losing my job, but I have got faith in God. And that same satsangi met me now. Swamiji, I have got another job. You see, that faith in God, and He is taking care. So Naradji says that remove your faith from these material crutches. I am so healthy, hence I am safe. I have that bank balance, hence I am safe. No, I am surrendered to God, and hence I am safe. Now we are perfectly and totally safe. We will only pray, O Lord, please ensure that I surrender totally and completely to you. I don't need to bother about anything else.